What is up, YouTube? So I just finished eating some crabs. Last night we did our donation slash sub slash resub God Guide request thingamajigger again that we talked about yesterday. Mercury was at the top. Oddly enough, did not plan on this. We have a Mercury gameplay today, so it's literally perfect timing. So we're gonna go over Mercury really quick, and it's gonna be straightforward. I've gone over Mercury guides before. The build changes here and there, especially with items being buffed and nerfed. Blah 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 blah. You guys know this. We'll go over the abilities first. I'm level the 1 to clear, obviously. I've had people ask me why not level the 3, and it's because to use it, you're usually getting out of position. If you walk through a wave and then dash back into your own wave, you can get, first of all, you can be blocked. Any smart player is going to stand in your way, and you're not going to actually clear the wave. You're just going to pull aggro and die to creep. Also, your ability to poke with the 1 and actually fight at level 1 is pretty high. You auto-attack very hard with the passive. Plus, the 1 does do a decent amount of damage. I mean, it's hitting for 90 plus your base 60% of your basic attack power. You're usually going to have boots 2, as you'll see when we go into the build. But it just works out better that way. So I go 1, I go 3 for safety, I go 1 again for more clear. Plus, it gets bigger, it's easier to poke. I then level my 2, and then level my ult. I max my 1 whenever I get the chance to. I go my 2 and my ult after that. Here is where the thing, at level 9, it can be tricky. You can go ult for an extra 2 or 75 damage. You'll go from 200 to 275. Not a lot of damage, but it is useful. I actually level the 1 first. I max it completely out. And then you go between your 2 and your ultimate. Depends on how the game's going. I like having my ultimate because most team fights, I don't sit there and pop my 2 and auto attack for 10 minutes because a decent player, a decent team is going to group up and it's going to keep you from doing that. It's going to be really hard to auto attack. Just sustain auto attacks that early in the game because you don't have any lifesteal, you aren't doing enough damage, and it's too risky. You're just not hitting hard enough. So I'm leveling my ult whenever I get the chance after that. Leveling my 2, leveling my ult, leveling my 2, and then 3 when you have to, just to get maxed out. That's the full build. That is the idea behind my ability leveling. Really, really straightforward in my opinion. Now, item-wise, I wasn't going over starter items before, which is my mistake. I go Bumbas, and on Mercury, I actually go into Boots 2. Now, because of... I'll explain this. First of all, Bluestone doesn't proc on anything but your 3 and your ult. So it literally never procs. It's completely worthless. Do not go Bluestone ever. Please. It's disgusting. Now, you can go Death Toll because it's giving you health, which is amazing. It's giving you a little bit of sustain. It's giving you a little bit of power. But with Mercury, you're not playing to sustain. You're not playing to take damage. You're not trying to poke early. You're not trying to get into fights unless it's a clear level 1 win because they're out of position or some shit. You're really just looking to farm and get your first 3 items online as fast as possible. If there's no fighting and nobody takes any gold furies or anything until you get those 3 items, you're happy. You're in heaven. You are extremely satisfied. To make sure this happens faster, you start Boots 2, because starting Boots 2 will get you your Boots 3 really early, and then you can go right into the rest of your build, which it's really key, especially with my build, with the way I like to play Mercury. It completely makes sense and it works out very well. So this is the start. Bumbas, Boots 2, 1 health pot, 1 multi-pot. You can go 2 health if you want. I don't think you need a mana potion, so please don't get that. Having the multi-potion is nicer for when you do actually fight at level 1, because you can pop both your health pot and your multi-pot at the same time. Get that sustain going while fighting, and it actually saves your ass more times than you realize. So these are your 2 starter items. We're going to go clear that out. The full build is Warrior Tabby. You're looking for power and movement speed. Duh. I go crit, and I go crit early. I get Rage, the new Rage passive. Every time you get a kill, you get a stack. Every stack gives you 1% crit. When you get all 5 stacks, you get an extra 10% crit. So you're running around with 35% crit once 5 gods have died around you. 35% crit. You can finish your Rage, and if there's any fighting going on, your team's actually playing well, you'll have those stacks really quickly. And even if you're not fighting, it's okay because the stats are super strong. You want power and crit on Mercury. That's all you're really looking for in this early item. And like I said, you don't need to fight. You're just waiting. Once you get the other 3 items, the other 2 items online, you're ready to actually fight. You win 1 team fight, you have a shit ton of crit on top of what you already have. It's really, really strong. I then go into Deathbringer. And I do this because, as I said, the playstyle, you're looking to get these items online. You're not looking to have some crazy early spike. Even though Rage, this allows you to poke. This build has a playstyle that works around it for that time frame where you only have these items. And that playstyle is you're poking with your 1. You're auto-attacking when it's free. You're not engaging directly in a team fight. So every time you get a chance to throw your 1 out and hit somebody, especially a mage, do it because there's a good chance it's going to fucking crit. And if it crits, it's going to take half their health away. Straightforward. Now, when you do get a crit, that's when you start looking to play aggressive and take those team fights. If you crit somebody for half their health, that's when you go to an objective, you bait them around the corner, and you're ready to fight with your team. Or that's when you look to get a solid ult through the team, turn back around, throw your one again, and if it crits again, they're screwed, and they're already taken out of the fight. You're just gonna actually kill them. It's really, really strong playstyle. Most people don't understand it and don't get why I build crit and why this playstyle actually works the best. I've played a shit ton of Mercury in competitive. I know he's not the best right this second. I think he has a lot of potential, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does make his way back into the meta as it shifts. But this playstyle is just, it's so straightforward. You avoid being in direct melee combat unless you have a massive advantage. And when you don't have that advantage, you're throwing your one out. You literally throw your one out and you go do something else. Throw your one out, go do something else. Make sure you aren't wasting your 3 because it costs a lot of mana early and it's also your escape. Boom. Straight up playstyle. I then go into lifesteal because you want to get into that part of the game where you can actually box. With Warrior Tabby, Rage, Deathbringer, and Aussie, you are able to box. You get a little bit of pen out of the Aussie, and the passive is the best boxing item passive in the game. If you drop below 30% health, 35% health, sorry, you gain an additional 25% lifesteal. When you're critting for 600 and 700, you will be healing for 100, 200, 300 health the higher your crits go. Like, you literally start healing for more health than you need. It's insane. I have so many 1v1s where the other person thinks they have an advantage. I know Aussie's going to proc. It procs and I heal right to full. All the fucking time. Literally all the time. If you watch any of my Mercury gameplays, unless I'm just destroying, it happens in every single game, and I tell you that's why Aussie is so damn strong. So that is why I pick up Aussie here. As I said, the pen is really necessary. It's also a very cheap item to go along with your expensive build. Your build is fairly expensive up to this point. So having a cheap item is really, really nice. Then here's where the build can go either which way you feel necessary. If you need more pen because they've gotten pretty tanky, this is where you get your Titan's Bane, because Titan's Bane is amazing and it is perfect in this build. And then I would end the build here with crits. I like Malice over Wind Demon. Now I like this because you get 20 more power. As I said with Mercury, you want power. You don't need attack speed. You literally don't need attack speed. You get the same amount of crit, as you can see, and then the passives are completely different. One is more of a boxing passive, where you're just trying to be always in their face boxing, which is very rare to work out that way. And then the other one is a damage over time. Now, in my gameplay, I believe you will see today, I use Malice. I think I do. I'm hoping I remember this game correctly because I use Malice in one of my games. And I explain, I show it. I throw my one out, I crit for 500, and then then the dot from Malice starts ticking for 69. It does 69 3 times in a row. That's an extra 210 damage on top of a 500 crit. Or 600 crit, whatever it crit for. It crit really hard. You'll see in the video, just look for it. It's towards the end game, obviously, because I get Malice last. And an extra 200 damage is insane. Whereas this little bit of movement speed and the attack speed is not that big on Mercury. You're already fast as shit. You're running around with speed buff 90% of the time. You're fine. Like, you really do not need this passive, and you lose power off of it. So I pick up Malice. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. It's your last item. This is my normal full build when I'm just going full damage. Now, this last item can be swapped out. If you need defense, I like going Magi's Blessing. I keep telling you guys how much I love this item. You're not going to be able to get CC'd at all during it. It gives you a little protection, a little bit more health. And it's mainly the idea that with these 5 core items, you're good. That is your core build right here. You've got crit, power, sustain, penetration. Boom, good to go. This is only going to be picked up when you're just having trouble. You're getting locked down really quickly. There aren't many team comps where you absolutely need Magi's Blessing, but they will come up, and this is when you will build it. If the other team, if you're just so far ahead, you're snowballing out of control, and they have no defense, or they have very little defense, I go Malice first, and then I end the build with the Titan's Bane, because eventually they will have some defense, and it'll be annoying. So, first build is Titan's Bane and then Malice last. Second build, for a more defensive build, is Titan's Bane. You drop Malice, and you pick up Magi's, and then a final build, if you're just super duper snowballing out of control, I get Malice, and then I get Titan's Bane. Easy peasy, straightforward. Now, a lot of you guys in the comments, not a lot of you, some of you guys in the comments are like, bro, this isn't DM's guide, blah, blah, blah. DM's guides are very thorough, and they're 30 to 40 minutes long or some shit. I don't think that applies to everybody, and that is why I do these guides. These guides are all around 10 minutes. I try to keep them right there. I understand. Off YouTube, I make more money that way, but it literally, I'm finishing talking about the build, and I'm 9.5 minutes into this video. That's just how it worked out. But the idea is you get a quick way to look up a build, understand why the build works, look up the abilities, how you level them, and play based off of just knowing, having that knowledge. You don't need to watch a 30-minute video to learn how to play a god in a 20-minute game. My idea with these guides is to get them out quickly, have more of them, and have them relevant without wasting your entire day away. If you guys want those long ass guides, DM's guides are good. Go watch his fucking guide. That's awesome. But notice how I'm pumping one of these out every fucking day. He's going to be pumping out one like every week or something like that. It's hard to do a very thorough guide with gameplay and all that shit, and I'm avoiding that because I don't have that kind of time. I'm streaming. I'm producing 2 videos a day on YouTube for you guys and for myself because I think it's fun, and I just want to help out in whatever way I can. I've had people say I'm being lazy. I'm not being lazy because I'm doing this for no fucking reason, just because people ask. So if someone's being lazy, you usually have a reason to call them lazy. If you're one of the people calling me lazy, start paying me money and I'll start doing better guides. Straight up. You want content? Pay for it. Don't be an asshole. Other than that, we're going to jump into the gods that are relevant and really good for Mercury to play into and ones you might want to avoid. I like Mercury in a Nemesis. I do not like Mercury in a Circuit. I feel like I get shit on. I do not like Mercury in a Susano because Susano's so fucking strong. I like Mercury in a Thor, oddly enough. And it's because I play really safe. I poke Thor whenever I get the chance, and I try to avoid being stunned and locked down by him. I like Mercury in a Loki, but when I play Loki, I change my build. I know you're not going to be playing a lot of Lokis, but you get one defensive item with physical defense and health, and Loki can't one-shot you, and having the Aussie and the crit allows you to turn the fight instantly on the Loki and kill him. Mercury against Dodgy can be really annoying. I like Mercury against Camazotz, actually, just because I'm sitting there trying to auto-attack. I think I actually play Camazotz against the Camazotz in my Mercury gameplay today. All the other ones are fairly average and can go either which way. But the best ones, the ones I really, really enjoy playing into are Nemesis and Thor. They're really fun to play against, and they're really good matchups if you know what you're doing. Warrior-wise, once you get full build, you kill every warrior. You literally will kill every single warrior. It won't matter. Early game, all of them will fuck you because they lock you down and you're a little bitch in your Mercury. Guardians, once you're full build, you kill them all. None of them are that annoying. You'll be fine. Ganesh is probably the best one to kill, simply because, what's he gonna do? Silence your auto attacks? Not gonna happen. Plus, if you guys don't know, Mercury's 2 has a slow immunity on it, or it removes slows off of you. So all the gods that are slowing, Sobek, Fafnir, who else slows? Ymir, all those gods that are gonna slow you, you actually just take off and destroy them. It's awesome. Mage-wise, you do fine against every mage. I'd say Vulcan can be rough, because Vulcan has the knock-up and the self-peel, which is really annoying. And I'd say Soul is annoying, just because she's gonna run away with her 3, and while chasing, you'll take a lot of damage. You'll get bled, well, I guess, burned a lot, not bled a lot. You get burned a lot, and it's frustrating. All the other matchups aren't too bad once you get full build. The lower the mobile the god is, the better for you. I actually like against Janus because he has to get close range to do damage, and you're able to poke with your 1 easily. Kind of the same with a lot of the gods. Anyone who has to get close to do their poke, you will enjoy playing against because you're able to run up and poke back. Hunter-wise, I like all the hunters. I like killing all of them. I think it's really easy to kill all of them. Honestly, I really do. And then, I think that's everything. Yeah, we went over assassins, warriors, guardians, mages. Yeah, that's all of them. All your matchups are fairly easy. It's just getting the build. The avoiding the early game struggle is your biggest struggle. It's hard getting your buff sometimes, and it's hard not losing your lane. So anytime you get matched up with heavy clear mages, that's really going to be good for you. Anytime you have like an Osiris and you go start in the solo lane, going to be good for you. Remember, your level 1 boxing is really, really strong. Just make sure you aren't taking creeps, and you'll be good to go. Hopefully this video helped you guys. If you need any other content in these videos that I can cover quickly, tell me in the comments below. I'll keep adding what I can. I do read the comments. I do take in your feedback and try to change things and make things better for you guys. Because essentially I'm only doing this stuff because people are asking. I really am. Like, people ask me this stuff every single day, and I get kind of behind on myself and don't really stay caught up on the guides that I want to, but I'm trying to fix that, and I'm giving you guys a way to choose which gods are being the god guides are being made on. So remember, coming to the stream, if you subscribe, resubscribe, or donate, you get to put that money towards a god guide, and at the end of the day, whichever one is at the highest, that is the god guide I'm doing. We did Loki yesterday, we got Mercury today, and I think Bastet is like the next highest on the guide. So unless someone comes in and pops off in stream tonight, looks like we might have Bastet tomorrow. I will see you all in the videos tomorrow. Sacred.